Okay, I'm Mark Ravilious. I'm the founding director of Intra Drive. This is a conventional gearing system that you have on most bikes. This gives you the speeds to allow you to go up and down hills. But this system is quite easily damaged and needs replacing quite frequently. Many e-bikes have the motor in the frame here. Obviously this is driving through the chain, so it's putting a lot more load on the drivetrain, which means e-bike drivetrains wear out much more quickly than conventional bikes. So in our system you'll notice we have no derailleur at the back. It's completely clean system, no parts exposed to wear out or to get damaged. And the thing that enables us to do that is to have, we have an 8-speed gearbox integrated inside here. So this outwardly looks very similar to conventional e-bike motors, but actually it's completely different because we have an 8-speed gearbox and motor combined as one. I'm a cyclist and an engineer, and I've been riding bikes for 20 years or so, doing some mountain bike racing, and I've sort of lost count of the number of times I've had to repair gearing systems on bikes that are broken. So yeah, it was kind of born out of frustration really with current or existing gearing systems for bikes. And then, you know, on an e-bike you've got a lot more load going through the drivetrain, so it puts a lot more stress on those kind of already quite vulnerable components. So yeah, I just wanted to start my own business. This is going back about 7 years, and combine my hobby of cycling with career, and that's where the kind of e-bike motor, combined motor and gearbox concept came from. It was just me on my own for the first few years actually, self-financed and with some support from Scottish Enterprise. So we got we've had 3 rounds of grant funding now from Scottish Enterprise over the years, so that's been amazing and transformational. That's what's allowed us to get to this stage. We're still a small team. We're a team of 4. We're all engineers, we're all cyclists, and yeah, we're all passionate about developing this technology. So we're doing a funding round at the moment, and with the money from that we'll be able to expand the team, recruit more people. We got a first round of private investment in last year. That was actually from 2 individuals. One of them, I'm pleased to say, joined as co-founder, so he's a full-time employee of the company as well. So that's Peter Slotwinski. He brought in the first significant chunk of external investment, but this is our first seed round, I suppose. So it's the first time we're sort of campaigning to raise investment. Pretty intense. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's exciting though. You know, it's seeing the kind of investments coming in, seeing people talking about us online, and we did a webinar yesterday. We've got a lot of interest on that and lots of questions. But generally, yeah, it's quite exciting, and we've got 14 days to go. So ask me again in 2 weeks. The motivation originally was to develop a sort of really durable drivetrain for bikes, but in tandem with that, there's an environmental aspect to it. So, well, obviously e-bikes are a kind of low carbon mode of transport, and if they're used in last mile delivery applications or commuting, sort of general city use, then they're displacing vehicles. So they're obviously helping to tackle the climate emergency. But kind of going beyond that, we're striving to develop the product as using a circular economy model, designing it to not only last a long time but also be maintainable, and supporting the product long term with the availability of spares, and building a good after sales network so that basically products can be kept in service much longer. So yeah, we're looking to raise between 400 and 600,000 pounds, which will allow us to buy production tooling and set up an assembly line in this room, a small pilot assembly line, and produce a run of 20 units off that line. So that will be validating our supply chain. We'll be using the actual supply chain that we intend to use for production, and also validating the production process. We would like to be manufacturing here in Scotland, so we've just taken on an extra unit next door, which will become our production line initially until we grow out of it and need a bigger space. And we're building a European supply chain. We've been working on that for the last year, so we've got
we've already lined up a number of suppliers in UK and Europe. So we want to sort of localize production. We want to drive down the embodied emissions of the product by using renewable electricity throughout the supply chain as much as possible, and sort of, I suppose, demonstrating that we can develop and manufacture products in Scotland in a way which is genuinely sustainable.